Hey guys, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm your host, Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Instagram. So, I had a pretty crazy week last week. I got to interview some filmmakers, which was really awesome. I got to interview Sean Cisterna, director from The Vine, and I got to interview Joey Pantoliano from the same film. So it was really cool. It was kind of nervous, like I always am, but yeah, it was a great experience, and I'm really happy that I was able to do it. So thank you guys for coming tonight. What we're going to be talking about is pretty much everything that happened last week. I know, kind of late on the coverage, but I'm going to do some Emmy nominations. I'm going to go look at I'm going to do a recap essentially of everyone that got snubbed. I'm looking at you, Chris Evans, and defending Jacob. I'm really upset. And I'm going to be talking about the TIFF 20 lineup. I'm so excited. I'm like pumped. I'm so stoked for TIFF this year. They're doing it a bit differently. And then I'm going to talk about the AMC Universal deal, which is going to be interesting. So keep it locked. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to welcome everyone in the comments. Please flood my comments as per usual because they're working now. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. So right now we're going to do a recap of the Emmy 2020 nominations. So, oh man, it was pretty underwhelming. It really was. I'm gonna just go through it. The things that I kind of picked up was kind of underwhelming. It really was. I mean, seeing The Mandalorian get nominated for Best Drama, I was really upset with. I didn't really care for it, to be perfectly honest. I don't understand why that got nominated. And then Defending Jacob didn't get nominated. Hunters on Prime didn't get nominated. But today, just in case, you guys didn't hear, it got picked up for season 2. So we got more of Logan Lerman and Al Pacino. Yes. No, I don't remember the ending. Yes. Okay, anyways, Logan Lerman's coming back, and that's all that matters. Yeah, so that's what's up. I'm kind of cheesed that Hunters didn't get nominated. It was a really good show. So Netflix has 160 nominations. They broke records, guys. 160 nominations. That's absolutely crazy. And HBO is trailing with 107 nominations. So HBO, hey ACS Universe, thanks for coming. Yeah, man, thanks for coming. So that's what's crazy is that HBO kind of had the lead last year with the nominations. I think it was because of Game of Thrones, and now that Game of Thrones isn't there, they don't really have a big thing like that. You'd think it'd be Westworld, but like I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. Dead to Me and Schitt's Creek got nominated for Best Comedy, which I'm really happy for. That show, Schitt's Creek, is so good. Dead to Me is even better. Dead to Me actually got picked up for season 3. It's also a final season. So that was that. Succession was the big success story, haha, that came out of the nominations this year, from what I know, from what I saw. So that was interesting. That was like really interesting because it's season 2, and then I heard everyone hype up Succession. My best friend Alex watches it, and she's the reason I got into it. She was like, please live tweet. So I started a thread on Twitter for Succession HBO. I'm really digging it. I love the language. The banter's really funny. Kieran Culkin is absolutely amazing in that show. I love him so much. And like I was talking to my friend Alex, and she's like, we're not technically supposed to love him as much as we do, but guess what, guys? I do. He's such a fun character. So if you haven't seen Succession, it's only 10 episodes in each season. There's only 2 seasons. So right now it's nominated for season 2. And I'm vibing it. I'm really liking it. Jeremy Strong's amazing. So Jeremy Strong got nominated and Brian Cox got nominated. So right now in season 1 where I'm at, Brian Cox is kind of like MIA because of what happened to him. So I'm not going to kind of go into it that way, but I'm not going to do any spoilers. I don't do spoilers. That's fun. Like here, we do not do spoilers ever. Never, ever, ever don't do spoilers. So Succession is pretty good so far. I'm on episode 4, I think. I've been watching with my parents, so I can't really move forward without watching it with them. That's the sad part that ends up happening, because then I can't like binge it in a day because I have to wait for them. That's what happened with Hunters, and like I wanted to watch it straight through, couldn't do it. So that sucks. Anyways, yeah, Mandalorian. No idea why it's nominated. I mean, I do know why. Disney, I'm looking at you. We are aware of why The Mandalorian's nominated. So of all the shows on Disney Plus, like, I guess you would nominate The Mandalorian, but it's kind of weird that it is nominated. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, please make some comments here. I'm just not vibing with that choice. Like, the show's great, but for me, it's like it's not on the level of like a Westworld or Game of Thrones. It's not on that level of like production. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't feel like an epic to me. And I guess it should. I don't know. I love Mandalorian. I just don't think that it's the right thing. I don't know. I just didn't want it to get nominated. I did go live, Christian. Thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Mandalorian. My voice got all high, like Chandler. Okay, great. Yeah, that's kind of my beef with it. I like the show. Favreau obviously is absolutely incredible. I adore him, but I just don't think that it's Emmy worthy. Then you're probably like, Manda, what do you know about what's being Emmy worthy? I don't know. Hey, Elliot, thanks for coming by. Hey. What does Christian say? The power of the baby Yoda. It's true. The hand. So cute. But he's not technically baby Yoda. They call him the kid or the child from what I watched. I don't remember. Joey says, I think maybe the simplicity of it was refreshing. What was it nominated for? So I'm just going to do Command F on my browser. And then I'm going to look at The Mandalorian and see what it's nominated for. So guest actor drama goes to Giancarlo Esposito for The Mandalorian. That's interesting. Best drama, obviously. And it was that. Yeah, best drama, and then Giancarlo Esposito. And I think it has some of like the production stuff that it got nominated for, from what I know, because nothing else shows up there other than Giancarlo Esposito. And then best drama for that. But you know what? More power to Disney Plus. Like, for like, it's your first year with the streaming and then that show gets nominated. I think that's really cool. I just wish there was more content on Disney Plus. You guys already know my beef with that. So yeah, Elliot says, I really want Euphoria to have that Mandalorian spot for best drama series. Oh my God. I know. Like, I'm so happy that Zendaya got nominated, which is like a godsend. We're so proud of her. But like, Euphoria was phenomenal. It was like the biggest hit that came out last year. And like, I don't even know how the year, like, yeah, Mandalorian also came out last year. So like, that's how long this year has been. I'm trying to calculate everything that's happening. That's how bad this is. So yeah, I'm kind of upset, Elia. You're totally right. Like, Euphoria should have had that, really should. Calvin says, I might be the only person that hates Baby Yoda. Dare you? Baby Yoda's so much fun. He's so cute. Like, how do you can't. You cannot hate Baby Yoda. That's terrible. The Mandalorian was fire. It was a great show. I just don't think it should have been nominated. That's just me, especially if like shows like Euphoria from HBO are like right there. Like, how are you not nominating it? Joey says, can't wait for JL to get all the Emmys. Will it though? Because if it's a TV show, sure, as we've discussed in previous podcasts that you guys have seen me on over at the Geek Fix, we spoke about that even on my Justice Con podcast last week. So we don't know if it's going to be a TV series, which is going to be crazy, to be perfectly honest. If it is, I need it out, like, binge worthy. I need like 6 episodes straight out. Like, there's no way in hell I'm going to wait week by week to get that story out. They would be dumb to do so. I don't want that to happen, like, at all. But you know me, I'd rather take like a 4-hour movie, like a 4-hour epic for Justice League rather than a television series, like episodic. I don't want that. But here's the other thing, because Joey, you bring up a really good case. If it's released on HBO Max, guys, would it be considered a TV movie? Like, you know, the TV movies, like Bad Education got nominated. Well, Hugh Jackman got nominated for Bad Education. And that was going straight to its HBO. So that's technically a TV movie. So now would Justice League be a TV movie? Please comment your answers, because I'm very confused with this, since it's like an epic and was meant for theaters. So I don't know. I'm sorry that I'm using my hands a lot, guys. It's there. I'm sorry. What do we got here? Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I didn't like Mandalorian. Episode 8 was the only episode that I enjoyed. So the final episode, you sat there the whole time, and the final episode, was it 8 episodes or 10? Because I know it was a bit slow, and then like it kind of picked up afterwards. So I kind of feel you there. I get that. Joey says 1 episode a month, bro. JK, good that you wrote that, because 1 episode a month I'd cry. Not for Zach's vision, because then that gives enough time for bloggers to rip it to shreds every single month. I'm not having it. It's not happening. Cannot. Elliot says, can't believe DC fandom was less than 3 weeks away. I know. MOS 2 announcement. I'm honestly hoping for a Man of Steel 2 announcement, but I kind of like that he's just going to cameo for a bit, because I feel like in Zack Snyder cut, he's kind of going to just do a rebirth, and then we're going to finally have him as Superman. So I like the fun-loving Superman, but keeping in the same tone as Zack, you know, not like hyper, you know what I mean? Like not like next level soups. We don't want the good old Boy Scout, because that's not Zack's vision. But if he was in Shazam, and he's like scattered across and then get an MOS too, I think that'd be really cool. But I know that there are so many other characters that we would want at the forefront. I'm not saying that I don't want Man of Steel 2. I love Henry, and he deserves his own trilogy as Superman before he gets older and then he can't play him anymore. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen. So Elliot says, I doubt JL will get any nominations, considered it as a re-release. Also true. That is true. I didn't think of that. Joey says, if it were a TV movie, could it be nominated for an Emmy and an Oscar? I mean, streaming movies have been nominated for Oscars before, as Zana's question. Normally, if it's on HBO, it's considered a TV movie because of the television subscription. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100. I don't know. I don't think any film on HBO has been nominated for an Oscar. Please do not quote me, because I have no idea. I've never heard of that happening. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Please feel free in the comments. I don't think it's been nominated. So I don't think that could essentially cross over. And like Elliot said, it is technically a re-release. As much as we don't want to call it a re-release, we want to call it a totally different picture. So I don't know. I don't know where they're going to do it, what they're going to do with that. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren says, hoping for a Black Canary Huntress HBO Max series. Okay, so people are going to get pissed when I say this. I would love a Huntress HBO Max series, just because she's like my Italian princess who kicks ass. I would love to know her backstory with, you know, the Bernellis and all that stuff. Like, that's what I would want. Black Canary, especially with Journey, deserves a solo film because of what she gave us in Birds of Prey. I thought she was absolutely incredible in that. So I want her, and I want Ollie. I really want Oliver. I want a Green Arrow film. I want both of them together in a live action film. I think they both deserve it by now. So I think that would be better. I think Huntress as a series would work better in that case. So Calvin says, I expect Ben Affleck coming back as Batman announcement. Dude, please don't make me cry. Please don't make me cry. I can't do that. I know he's not going to come back as Batman unless he really wants to, which is amazing, and I hope he does, but it's always on him. It's on him. He's been through so much. Oh my God. He's been through so much stuff that like I don't know. I just don't want him back if it's going to upset him again. But if he's working with Zach, then I completely get it. Joey says, makes sense already. Bye, Joey. Thanks for coming by, man. Really appreciate it. ACS Universe says, Journey was fire. She really was. I adore that woman. Mel, hi, darling. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it. I'm just going to head back into the Emmy nominations, guys. We kind of got a little sidetracked, but you know I love my DCU gang, so I will always talk about them. Little Fires Everywhere also got nominated. Reese Witherspoon did not get nominated for Little Fires Everywhere, which I was genuinely confused because she killed it. She was amazing. Elliot says, speaking of TV, The Umbrella Academy 2 Season 2 is fire. I've heard that the second season was better than the first season. I personally did not watch The Umbrella Academy. I know. That's why I'm like avoiding talking about it. But yeah, I've heard all my friends on I've heard my friends, on Twitter, they're like raving about it. They're doing a podcast over the Suit Up TPL about it. So go follow them. They've done a full recap of the Umbrella Academy. So go check that out. Mel says Schitt's Creek for the win. Yes. I mentioned it before, darling, that Schitt's Creek got nominated for Best Comedy, and I got a couple other nominations as well. It's their final season. I binge watched the whole series with my parents during quarantine, and it was like it brought so much light. It's such a beautiful show, and I love Dan Levy. I love Eugene, and they're just best fam. I really, really love them so much. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren says Caitlin Dever for Unbelievable was a huge snub, big time. And I heard Merritt Weaver also didn't get nominated for that. Listen, that show, I believe it's on Netflix. I watched the pilot, or I watched the first episode in this case, not technically a pilot because you had to binge the whole series. I did not get through it. That was such a heartbreaking show. I couldn't get through it. I respect everyone that worked on it. It's a very powerful message. But the subject matter was a bit too dark for me to actually sit through like 8 or 9 episodes of that. I've heard it was phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. I'll muster up the courage eventually to watch it, but I know that it was highway robbery for sure. Yeah. Mel says Caitlin Dever was definitely robbed, 100%. Elliot says that it was a great show as well. So like I take your word for it. And I've heard great things about it. So that was it was a robbery. I heard that. I watched Defending Jacob. That was also a robbery. Show was excellent. Gave me really like Fincher vibes, like Gone Girl vibes, obviously because it's like a murder mystery, but it gave me the same atmosphere, the same ambiance. I really loved it. Chris Evans was robbed of a nomination. Michelle Dockery was robbed of a nomination as well. They were both fantastic. And my friend Alex sent me a picture. So apparently for Chris Evans, like given category that he was supposed to be nominated in, like, when at the Oscars they do like 10 Best Picture nominations as guidelines, and then they only nominate 9. That's exactly what happened in Evans' category, and that's exactly what happened in Michelle Dockery's category. Meanwhile, if you look at the supporting actors list, there's like 11 people nominated for supporting actor and actress. 11? Like the list was just I was like, how many people are you nominating? Like if you sit there and you're gonna watch it, which it's also gonna be streamed like Zoom level. It's gonna be on the computer. Okay, this is how the Emmys are going to go, which will cut the runtime of that show in half. Thank God. Because we know how we feel about the TV community. I'm joking. I'm just going off of what Tina Fey and Amy Poehler used to say at the Golden Globes. So it was just, yeah, we know that it shouldn't be 3 hours for the television. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. So Elliot says, I thought Defending Jacob should have been nominated, but didn't it miss the window of nomination? Is that what it was? So was it kind of like a Big Little Lies thing where it was too late? Because I didn't know that. Because when did Defending Jacob come? I think it was earlier this year. So the window could have been like last November, December, because I don't know when the TV Academy window is exactly. That's a good point, Elliot. Thank you for bringing that up. That's probably why it didn't get nominated. You could see it get nominated next season. And then what was odd was that the morning show got nominated, but didn't it get nominated last Emmys, or did it get nominated at the Golden Globes and the SAGs and it was too late because the Emmys already happened type of thing? Because that's what was confusing me, because I felt like the morning show was already nominated. But the morning show is an excellent television series. It is so good. I finished it in a day and a half. Okay, I loved it. Jennifer Aniston has never been better, to be perfectly honest. Because she's always typecast, I'm so proud of her that she went and took this role. She was fantastic. Reese Witherspoon literally has been knocking it out of the park year after year, show after show. Everything that she finds and she produces and she wants to write, like, it is incredible work from her. That's why I'm kind of annoyed that she got snubbed for Little Fires Everywhere, which is also a show on Amazon Prime. And I think it's Hulu that originated on Hulu, but I watched it on Amazon Prime. I finished that in a day. Incredible work. Like, legit amazing. Movie files. Oh, sorry. Elliot says, Defending Jacob premiered April 24 this year. Yeah, I definitely missed the cutoff. I didn't even think of that. I just got upset. I don't know what the cutoff was for the Emmys, so like I genuinely have no idea. Elliot also says, yeah, I'm looking forward to season 2 of The Morning Show and see what's come out of that Hannah storyline. I did not know we were getting a season 2 of The Morning Show. Oh my God, that just made me so happy. Thank you for sharing that, Elliot. I am so stoked. That Hannah storyline, the last 2 episodes of The Morning Show broke me. I was weeping. Like, it was so well written. I was actually crying, but I cry for everything. But at the same time, like, I did cry. Watchmen, another series that completely blew my mind last year. It was so good. Everyone got nominated majority of people got nominated for Watchmen, and the show also got nominated. So that's another win for HBO. I spoke about Zendaya, and I spoke about supporting actors as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the Emmys wrap up. I'm watching Succession now, as I said before. Other shows that got nominated: Insecure, which I'm so happy for Issa Rae. She deserves it. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel again got nominated. I still did not get on the bandwagon to watch that. There's just something about it that I don't care to watch it for some reason, and I don't know why. Killing Eve got nominated. The Crown got nominated again. The same stories. Ozark got nominated, which it deserves. I still didn't finish season 3, but it deserves it. What else we got? Mrs. America, which I heard was pretty boring, got nominated. I don't know why that got nominated. Christina Applegate got nominated. Tracee Ellis Ross, Catherine O'Hara. The Best Actress category is off the charts. It's amazing. So happy. And yeah, that's pretty much. I'm just scrolling through here really quickly to see if there's any surprises. Regina King obviously got nominated. She's going to have an amazing year. There's some actors from Hollywood on Netflix, which I loved. I thought it was so well done. They also got nominated, so I was really happy about that. Mel says, watch Good Girls. Yes, I know what's on my list. I'm so sorry. I'll do it. Elliot says, yeah, all the premiere shows like Morning Show, Dickinson, See For All Mankind, and Servant all got S2 renewals before they launched in November and December. That is amazing news. I'm really happy. I started Dickinson. I need to kind of hammer through that one because it's really short, but I've been doing like an Apple TV Plus binge. I took a break to watch Succession, so I'm going to go back and forth with it. Elliot says, speaking of Watchmen, do you want a season 2? You know what? As much as I would love a season 2, the creator said that he'd rather not because he doesn't have a story in place. And I respect that. Like, that's how TV shows fail. If you notice, they always have the first 3 seasons down. Like, the first 3 seasons are always down and they're solid. And then when it hits season 4, season 5, they're like rolling the dice to see what sticks and what happens. And they don't have a clear path. They really don't. So I don't know. I don't want it. If the writer doesn't have anything, the creator doesn't have anything, I'd say just lay it to rest. It was perfect the way it was. I agree with you. The ACS universe, no season 2 for Watchmen at all. Christian, thank you so much for coming by, man. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to switch gears now. We're going to talk about TIFF 20. We're going to talk about TIFF 20. I am so excited, guys. I applied for my press pass the first year that I can kind of do it, because last year I just wanted to enjoy the festival, and I sure as hell enjoyed the festival last year. I bought a pack of 30 tickets with my best friend Mel, who's in this chat right now. And we went ham last year. I think the red carpets that we attended, the screenings that we attended, it kind of made up for not having anything this year, which sucks, because I know that red carpets and everything, they're going to change in the future for film festivals, and it's depressing. It's really sad. But yeah, I'm going to go through the list. We're really excited. So the festival is going to run the 10th to the 18th of September, for those of you who don't know. So either I'm going to be getting my press pass, or I'm just going to go watch everything if I can. What they're going to do is that the first 5 days of the festival, it's going to be a drive-in type of situation. And then the second half is going to be all digital screenings. I don't know if they're going to like give access to people for digital screenings. It would be really amazing if they did, but we don't know if they're going to do that, which is very unfortunate, because we want to watch these movies, guys. So if you guys want to see the full list, go to tiff.net/films. That's the full list. But I normally, out of the 50 feature films that they had, Mel says we had a fantastic year last year. We saw a lot of films. I was really happy about it. We rushed some, did we rush anything? I don't think we rushed any screenings, as though like I really wanted to, but it was better that we didn't, because we jam-packed. We had our ratio was like 1 to 2 movies a day, but we like spaced it out over the 10 days, and like that's just crazy. Plus red carpets, yo, it was nuts. Gotta head out, but want to stop by and show some love. Have a great stream, and everybody make sure. Oh, thank you so much, Ellie. You're such a gem. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming by. Talk to you soon. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so the TIFF festival, it's my favorite festival, mainly because it's the only one I can go to that's close to home. So I don't have to travel, but I would love to go to Tribeca one year. I would love to go to the Cannes Film Festival. I love to go to Venezia, Biennale. I would love to go there. There's so many film festivals that I would love to go to, but TIFF is like, it has my heart, guys. I'm here, so I wanted to go through it. Mel says they should give access to everyone and not be, they need to stop being so exclusive. I agree. I know. I think there's going to be some sort of like payment method. I don't know what they're going to do ticket package wise, but I'm really stoked. Either way, my ass will be there. So I'm going to just start with my list. Ammonite will be coming with Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. Bruised, which is Halle Berry's directorial debut, is also coming. It's a gala presentation, I believe. Concrete Cowboy with Idris Elba and Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things is going to be coming here as well. David Byrne's American Utopia, which is presented by Spike Lee. I believe he is opening a night gala for him, so that was pretty cool. Falling, which is Viggo Mortensen's directorial debut. There's been some buzz around it, so I've been hearing about this film for a while now, and how he, I think it's Canadian based as well, so I think that's why everyone's like pumping it up. And then we have Good Joe Bell, which is with Mark Wahlberg, and it's about bullying. Take that as you will, because I saw people on Twitter kind of like, what the hell? And it's directed by Ronaldo Marcos Green. So I watched Monsters and Men 2 years ago, and that was Ronaldo Marcus Green's, I think his directorial debut. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me. But I watched Monsters and Men, and I'm like, this guy is amazing, and I cannot wait to see Good Joe Bell. I'm really excited for that. Nomadland and Notorno, they're both coming. I'm really excited for those two. One Night in Miami is a freaking steal. It's a steal, okay? Complete steal, because it's Queen Regina King's directorial debut. Very excited for that one. The Father has Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman. That one is going to be a tearjerker because, well, for me anyway, Anthony Hopkins plays a father who has dementia, and it's going to go in depth into, that world, that mental illness. No one really talks about it. There's no cure for dementia or Alzheimer's. There's literally no cure, and it keeps getting worse. So that's going to pull on the heartstrings for me. So it's going to be good. I say Oscars for both of them pretty much. And last but not least, my boy is coming back to me again. Shia LaBeouf and Vanessa Kirby, I believe it's Vanessa Kirby, will be coming here virtually for Pieces of a Woman, which I'm really stoked about. I'm so excited for that. So yeah, Mel, we're going to go to Sundance. 100%. Wherever. I want to go to South by Southwest. There's so many things I want to do. I was planning on going to Biennale. I was planning on going to Venezia this year. Did not turn out. Clearly, guys, did not turn out, but it's okay. Yeah, my TIFF experiences, they're actually on my website at candidxcinema.com. I have an entire category for it. I had a podcast as well, I think my TIFF 18 one I did, and I loved it so much. It's such a blasty blast. I love TIFF. Mel says you better watch Still Alice before you watch that one, sis, or Will. Okay, how about if I do a double feature, and I'm going to watch Still Alice, and then I'll go watch The Father, so I'll be crying the entire day just for you. I think that would be beneficial. ACS Universe says, I'm glad you went live again. Thank you so much, man. No, thanks for coming. It was a pretty stressful week. So I just wanted to come and talk to you guys, and thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I really do. We're gonna switch gears because I think, unless you guys want to know my TIFF experiences, which I have many, feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to have that discussion with you. We're going to move into the AMC Universal deal, which I was really confused about. Mel says, sounds like some good flicks coming. Yeah, there's a lot of, between Regina King and Halle Berry, those are amazing directorial debuts. So I'm really excited for that. I think they're going to be really good. Halle Berry always comes to TIFF. I remember she had a couple of gala presentations, but the movies they weren't received well, which is unfortunate, but this is her directorial debut, and I think it's going to be a bit different, so I am excited for them. ACS Universe says, give us the TIFF experiences. Oh, man. Okay. Mel, you got to help me out here. We have too many. So I think there's been a couple that I've lost my mind over, to be perfectly honest. So my first one, because I did my first premiere ever, my friend Eric at the time, he got tickets for Before We Go. So I saw Chris Evans in the flesh with a Q&A, and that's when I got my introduction. It was that was my world premiere. Virginity was being taken when I was watching that. So to see Chris Evans in the flesh was unreal to me. That was the first one. I did Whiplash by myself. Watching Whiplash and then watching it, watching that trajectory, that journey going to the Oscars, getting 8 Oscar nominations, that blew my mind because it was just a small independent film. And I'm telling you right now, watching Whiplash at the TIFF Bell Lightbox was one of the best experiences of my life. It was completely soundproof. I was sitting there at the front, went pitch black. I don't know if you guys seen Whiplash. The beginning of it, you just hear the drums, you hear cymbals, you hear the orchestra, and it's like pitch black, and you're just like feeling the music, and then it just like it explodes on screen, and it was amazing. And then there was a Q&A with Damien Chazelle, J.K. Simmons, and Miles Teller right after. But that wasn't even the best part, guys. That wasn't even the best part, okay? Freaking Adam Sandler was sitting behind me at that screening, okay? Unreal. Adam Sandler was sitting behind me at that screening. That was one of the highlights, 100%. Okay, the Friend premiere, shocker, our red carpets in 2018, 2019. Yes, I'm leading up to that. So after, I'm trying to think, man, my God, I've seen so many like films there. It was awesome because I also saw Call Me By Your Name. I rushed that with my dad. We woke up at I think we woke up at 6:30 to go rush it for Papa Luca Guadagnino. We went, and Armie Hammer came out of nowhere. Timothy Chalamet came out of nowhere. It was so good. Timmy came out for me. It was so good. Early in the morning, that movie floored me. I was a freaking mess. I bawled my eyes out at the end of that. It was so beautiful. It's a universal love story. I love Call Me By Your Name so much. So that was that. I'm trying to think of other instances. I think the Friend premiere was probably the funniest one, because we got those last minute. Because we're like, we want to do a premiere. So Mel's like, you know what? Let's just grab them. Dakota Johnson, Jason Segel, Casey Affleck did not show up, to our benefit. But Dakota looked absolutely stunning. And then Mel and I are sitting in that theater. And my girl, she's so funny. She was sitting beside me. She grabs my arm. I will never forget this. She grabs my arm and she freaks out. But like, like an internal scream. Like I felt that from her. Like she jolted out of her seat. Freaking Kristen Stewart walks in, okay? Literally right past us. And like, if Mel didn't catch it, we wouldn't have known because she's tiny. Kristen's like tiny. She looks so sick. She had like a white cap on, a little cute outfit. She was so cool. Walking in like cash, she's like, I'm gonna go support Dakota. And Mel like lost her bananas. It was like the greatest, oh my God, the greatest reaction ever. So that was that one. Both Kristen Stewart red carpets were sick. Seberg was cool. And what do we have before that? JT Leroy. So we met Laura Dern. That was awesome. So we had those. And I think I liked the Seberg one because I saw Anthony Mackie. That was great. I've met and I've seen all of the Avengers roughly. I saw Robert Downey Jr., I saw Mark Ruffalo, I saw Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, as I said before, Mackie, Seb. I've seen most of them, so it was cool. But we got some Whiplash love here. Yes, ACS Universe. I loved it so much. AJ, thanks for coming by. Whiplash is a masterpiece. So to see it at TIFF and then watch it go was like unbelievable to me. Oh my God, it was crazy. I have two favorite. Okay, these are gonna be the last ones. I have my two favorite. Yeah, I'm getting to it, Mel. Mel says Shia. So, oh my God. So last year, Honey Boy came out, and I have gone to every single Shia LaBeouf film that has come to TIFF. I've gone to every single one, world premiere, Man Down. The only one I missed was American Honey, I think. But I went to go see Man Down. I went to go see Honey Boy. He had some other stuff. I just don't. Shit. I think it was just Man Down. No. Yeah, Man Down he came. So I went there. I saw Honey Boy. He's on the red carpet. I started crying because like Shia was like my childhood. I wanted to be Louis Stevens so badly as a kid, and I absolutely loved him. So I started crying. Noah Yupe. No. I remember last year on the Oscar run. Anyways, Noah was an angel. Alma Harrell was like amazing, but seeing Shia was like the highlight of my freaking year. I bawled my eyes out. I also saw Leonardo DiCaprio twice because your girl is really smart. So he had two documentaries that came to TIFF, and he's executive producer on both of them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go support Leo regardless. But he showed up. So I'll never forget the first time for Before the Flood. He came by And my mom was like freaking out because I'm like, guys, we're going to sit third row. I got there, waited 2 hours before. This is how TIFF works. You have to sit third row because you know that there's a Q&A right after the screening. So that's the little, like, those are my little tips there when you go to film festivals. So I sat third row for DiCaprio and he was there. So it was just great. It's happened twice. I brought my whole family for the other one called And We Go Green, and it was really good as well. And third row again, Ryerson Theater, not too good to do third row. Like my neck was like, it was shot. But man, Leo was right there. So it was totally fine. What do we got? George, yes. Hi, thanks for coming. American Honey is a masterpiece. It's on my list. I do want to watch it. It's the one film that I still haven't seen. But it's been on my list for like ages. Mel says, a Midnight Madness with the spoons and the little footballs. Yes. So again, with my friend Eric, we went to the Midnight Madness. He got tickets for the Disaster Artist. I've never been to a Midnight Madness screening at Ryerson, and this was amazing. So I have my little football. I still have it. So it says, guys, look, the Disaster Artist, December 2017. They gave a little football here. So I still have this. I don't really know where my spoon is, somewhere. But they had everyone dressed as characters from, The Room, which is Tommy Wiseau. If you don't know what The Room is, it is the best, worst film ever made. It is now a cult classic. I believe The Disaster Artist is actually on Netflix still. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But it's so much fun. It's so funny. We saw James Franco, Dave Franco, Alison Brie. They came out on stage, and it was just a wild Midnight Madness because Tommy Wiseau came out too. And it was just insane. I was banking on Seth Rogen coming. He failed me. I was really upset about that. But yeah, those were my TIFF experiences where I completely lost my mind. Yeah, I don't think I've gotten better with toning my excitement down. I've trained myself. I met the entire cast of Magnificent Seven too. That was cool. Pratt is like taller than you can think of. Denzel was pretty chill. Vince D'Onofrio was really cool. Peter Skarsgård was cool. So yeah, it was Supreme Leader Kyle Spoons. That's right. So you get it. So I'm just going to switch gears now. Thank you for letting me share all of that, guys. That, little flashback, right? So we're going to talk about this AMC Universal deal. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. It did drop middle of last week. And now I'm just going to, I had to sit down and really think of it. Rob Reiner. That's right. Oh my God. Damn, I forgot about I'm going to hang on, freeze frame. I'm going to talk about Rob Reiner because that was unexpected. I was in line for Black Mass. These poor choices, just poor choices for Amanda. I was in line for, I just apologized to my mic. That's absolutely crazy that I just apologized to my, oh, hey, Perf, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. I'm going to share my Rob Reiner story. So I was waiting for him, and I didn't know he was coming because he had a movie called Being Charlie with Nick Robinson. So I also met Nick Robinson, who's very talented. I love him. So Rob Reiner came by, and he was so chill. He's signing or whatever, but he was talking to me as he was signing everybody else's stuff. For those of you who don't know who Rob Reiner is, he directed When Harry Met Sally. He directed The Princess Bride. Okay. He is one of my favorite people on this planet because he gave me one of my favorite movies ever, which is When Harry Met Sally. I love that film so much. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's my favorite romantic comedy ever. Nothing can compare to it. So he was talking to me while he was signing other people's stuff. And I told him, thank you so much for that movie. And he's like, how old are you? I'll never forget the conversation. He's like, what? Why would you like that? Everyone says The Princess Bride. Not many people say When Harry Met Sally. So it was so cool. He's like, thank you so much. And then I told him why I loved it. And I kind of gave a mini review of it to him. And he was just so chill. He's the greatest. And it was one of my favorite, if not my favorite interaction that I've ever had. So Mel, thank you for bringing up Rob Reiner. That was amazing to me for sure. So I'm going to jump into this AMC Universal deal. This is an issue. And it's an issue because every other production company has to come in and do, they have to do what the other Universal studios are doing. The other studios are doing. So the issue with this is that Universal signed a deal with AMC, and they said that they will release a theatrical version, of their film, and it's only going to stay in theaters for 17 days. So that is a total of 3 weekends in theaters, and then it will go to PVOD, Premium Video on Demand, VOD, streaming, whatever the hell they need to do with it. So at first I was like, that is completely crazy. Why wouldn't you just do it a whole month? And then I was talking to people, and if you really look at the 17 days, you only need to make bank in the first 2 weeks at the box office, technically, if you really look at it. So I kind of understand why it's 3 weeks. My question is if other production companies, like other studios, are going to like follow suit, and we're going to have that same 17 days for that. I don't know. If you guys want to, share your thoughts in the comments, like feel free. That's the one thing that I'm worried about. I don't technically know what's going to happen with it. I was completely against it at first, just because you're used to having a film in theaters for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then that's how they rake it in. So now I kind of want it to go straight on DVD. I don't want the rentals. Like if I'm going to spend $30 to rent a film or $25 to rent a film, which is the price of a ticket, I better own that shit. I better own it, because that is way too expensive for a rental if it was just in theaters and you're spending $25, $30 in theaters. Like that's like the prices have to change. It has to fluctuate. And I know that my local movie theater is currently opened. We're in stage 3 and now everything's opened. They do have things a bit different. There's only 20 people per per cinema, and it's reserved seating, so there's no contact. And they're showing older films like Pulp Fiction and Jaws and Jurassic Park, and nothing's coming out. So what I found out actually is that Tenet is no longer slated anywhere. It's not slated. That means that there's a possibility that this film is like not going to come out anytime soon on that. The New Mutants is slated for the 28th, which I'm kind of concerned that nothing's being said about that. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, it's fishy. It's so fishy, the AMC Universal deal, 17 days. I've had time to think about it. I don't know how I feel about it. I just want them to have a bridge this gap with streaming services. I want everything to be more accessible for people, for everyone internationally. I want it to be more accessible. I want it to be cheaper. Okay, because the bottom line is that you want these stories to be shown nationwide, worldwide. And that's what's bothering me, is that the accessibility isn't there. And it's wrong that it's not there, that we have to pay for all this stuff. And it's an excessive price, like $100 for a family of 4 to go watch a movie. Like, of course I'm going to wait at home. You know what I mean? And like, just not go to the theater if that price exists. Tenet doesn't exist, I'm telling you. That's what Tenet is about. It's not existent. Tenet is the thing of time that you have to think about to see if Tenet's actually going to come out. So that's Tenet. So I got to talk about, I have to talk to John David Washington about it, because I'm pretty sure he knows exactly what I'm talking about, if you get what I'm saying. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren says New Mutants should be retitled to Old Mutants. By the time this comes out, dude, yes, I'll be 84 years old when this thing comes out, for sure. ACS Universe says, yo, my hometown theater is doing same thing, older movies in there now, which is great. Like, that's fine. If people want to go spend $5 to go watch Pulp Fiction in theater, then they've never seen it, that's cool. But if you've seen it, you have the 25th anniversary edition. I have that on DVD. I'm not going to go pay for it. I'm not. That's just me. And like, there's nothing wrong with going back. A film like The Dark Knight in IMAX, Interstellar in IMAX, something like that, 2001: A Space Odyssey in IMAX. Like, I'll go watch that, not on a regular screen. Like, that's not an event. That's not eventful for me. I can watch it on my screen with my DVD. That's not why I'm paying for it. Again, just me. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren says Tenet has already happened. Maybe it has. And we're living through this in reverse, and it's just so confusing, and we don't know what's the right way to go about it. And Nolan knows, but he doesn't tell us. Also, speaking of Tenet, so sorry. There are spoilers. I found out this morning that there are spoilers. So please mute the shit out of that word wherever you are if you do not want to know spoilers. But I also said that we wouldn't know they were spoilers because we have no idea what this movie is actually about. So even if we saw spoilers, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know if it made any sense. We wouldn't know if there's a correlation to Inception, which is what I'm hoping for, but it's probably not because he has his own time saga thing going on. But yeah, there are spoilers, guys, so beware. Having it released internationally ahead of the United States release is going to cause so much other shit, but right now, there are spoilers on the Twitter sphere. I'm warning you. Mel says, Stinky Pattinson contaminating Tenet with his lies. That's what... Damn! Okay, Robert Pattinson's cool. Come on now. It's not his fault. Maybe it is, because he took Batman, and now it's all confusing, because he took Batman. Gosh, Robert, come on, man. That's crazy. Well, thank you guys for coming tonight. Tomorrow, I am a part of a huge animation draft over at Suit Up TPL. So go give them a follow on Twitter because they're doing a massive podcast with at Movies Matrix and at Geekly Goods, the whole fam on Twitter. We have an animation draft. I am, I think, 8th. And we're going to be drafting our top 5 animated films of all time. So it's going to be huge, to quote Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, not Donald Trump. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. Go follow them. Movies Matrix, Geekly Goods, Suit Up TPL. I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Crockpot and Marcellus Durden for bringing me into the animation draft. It's going to be fun, guys. It's always wild. I'm going to be in full Incredibles uniform tomorrow. So it's going to be really cute. My stuffed animals. It's going to be awesome. Team Aristocats, always and forever. I really hope I get the Aristocats. It's the only movie that I actually care about to get. So, guys, if you're watching this, just give me the Aristocats, and I will not hurt you. I'm joking. I'll probably cry if I don't get it, but they know to steer clear of it. ACS Universe, great stream. That's thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone that came out today. I'm gonna try to do these more often. Things are picking up for me on the job side, so I'm gonna try my best. I am going to start my Christopher Nolan movie marathon, and I'm gonna try a video essay. I'm going to try doing a video essay because I was going to rank everything, and then I'm going to do an article as well. So it's going to be multi-platform, and I wanted to give it a go, especially on YouTube because I've seen so many great video essays. So I'm going to try my best. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Keep watching movies, and I'll see you soon. All right.